This is Paul. I'm just sitting here wanting to know why it is that a dissolution was filed without any documentation on the part of the plaintiff. Why there's no required documentation of any allegations, no real evidence. It's all just hearsay, written, sealed documents about how abusive I was as a father. Yet, as I remember it, Heidi had made up a story, had me put in jail for 10 days on July 2nd of 2011. When I got to Clallam County, they had already issued a protection order without any due process. There had been at least 2 temporary protection orders that were issued without me being a resident. In fact, without me being able to respond because I was stuck on Guam. Then a permanent protection order was issued for 1 year. Now, I noticed when that first one was issued, I was not given any notice or opportunity to be heard. And then in May 24th, Heidi filed for dissolution of marriage without any documentation, without any marriage certificate being provided. You would think a marriage license or a driver's license would be the minimum amount of documentation necessary to file for divorce. Yeah, I'm a little upset today that I can't get my rights enforced. I'd emailed the FBI thousands of times, all the field offices and some of their personal employees, and it just seemed like those in employment of the United States government really didn't want to enforce the laws of the United States. I've often mentioned those appointed to office. I had read someplace that if you contributed enough to an election campaign, you could get yourself a consulate job, an ambassador job. I'd emailed quite a few of those ambassadors and embassies in the United States and outside of the United States about my constitutional rights being violated. When you're an appointed oath of office and you made such a large contribution to the last 40 years of elections, seemed like some very wealthy individuals would arrange for some very special dinners at $10,000 a plate for those that were running for office. And then in exchange for being such a grand supporter of those elected to office, they get to be an ambassador to XYZ nation. I just wanted to know the actual residences owned by the federal government where they get to live at. It's called a consulate. In the dictionary, it's the official premises occupied by a consul. For those that are big supporters of those that got elected to office, I'm just going to need to know every consulate official premises of all of those that were supporters of those that get elected to office. Little favoritism. How'd you like to be a consulate to China? Ambassador to China. You get an official residence. They have dressers there? Yeah. Bureaus? Mm-hmm. Do you get your own hutch with all the dinnerware provided, or do you have to ship your own? I'm gonna want to know the exact GPS location of every appointed oath of office that has gotten themselves an official residence, a premise that has been owned by the United States of America and every nation of the world. What they had in their dresser drawers. What's in every hutch. And what's in the bureaus of the official residences owned by the United States federal government. Now, I know You don't think I'd sue an ambassador, but I would. In fact, I'd sue every appointed oath of office that received anything as a thank you for being such a great supporter. Now, give me the official premises of every nation of the world. I know other countries, they do actually own property in other nations, and I just want the GPS location. I'll call you back later. Yeah.